I think this was officially the last time that I washed my natural hair. The last shampoo before the creamy crack. It's been real. Oof, oof. See, this is exactly what, it's not healthy. It's not, what it's supposed to give. And you know what? I won't say it's like terribly damaged, but it's not as healthy as it could be. And it's much harder to maintain. And the shrinkage and I'm not inspired by this anymore. Well, I did it. Officially a bald head scallywag, ain't got no hair in the back. Well, I have transformed my hair to match the inner bad bitch that I always have been. So I know a lot of people are, rah-rah team natural, and we as Black women should, embrace our natural hair texture and all of that. And I have done that the last 13 years for the most part, really longer than that. But I think in order to understand my decision, if you are here for that, or if you are toying around with making your own decision and you want some insight from the other side, keep watching. We're gon' be alright. So my natural hair journey began in around 2007 when I was going to college. And so I had been accepted into the different colleges that I had applied to and decided on the one that gave me the most money. And that one was Oberlin College and Conservatory. Actually did a double degree program in both vocal performance and sociology. So I knew that I was going to spend 4 to 5 years, which I ended up spending 5 years doing the double degree program. I knew that I would be spending a lot of time in a place that may or may not have people who could do my hair. And my mother owned a hair salon for 25 years and has been a licensed cosmetologist, master cosmetologist at this point. It's on her license. And she had been the only one that had been chemically altering my hair pretty much since I was a kid. I got my first relaxer at 7 years old, and I know that sounds crazy, but it was the 90s. I didn't really have a trust for a lot of stylists because relaxer is a really strong chemical, and I needed to know that whoever was going to be putting a strong chemical like that in my hair cared about my hair and me as much as my mother did, and that honestly I wasn't willing to roll the dice at 17, 18 years old. So I decided shortly before I left for college that I would go natural. I did my prom with micro braids, and I'm talking about micros, human hair micros. And then I got caught in the rain, honey, and it napped up. So I did prom, graduation, all that with natural hair. Went to college in the Midwest. My hunch was right. There was nobody to do our hair. Honey, I got my hair roller wrap one time, and that lady put grease on my wet hair before she put the rollers on. Oh, I was dying, melted, just grease just melted all down my face. So it just was the safest thing for me to do. And we were all learning as Black women together who none of us had anybody to do our hair. We had to embrace, our natural hair and figure it out. But it was also a really safe environment where, hairstyles are kind of low stakes. There was 200 Black people in a school of 3,000. So, it was more raggedy than not raggedy, so the bar wasn't that high in terms of the beauty standards. And so, I went to college and made it 2007 to 2010. So 2010, both of my brothers got married a month apart from each other. It was great. We had a blast. Love my sisters-in-law. But that close together, it was April and May. So I was still in school finishing finals and stuff like that. So thinking about how I was going to manipulate my hair to an elegant style when it was in a power to the people fro, I just didn't have the bandwidth for as a college student who, First of all, I didn't even have no money. Like, my sisters-in-law and brothers paid for me to get, to their weddings, paid for my dresses, all that. I couldn't afford to pay for anything, so much less thinking about and paying for how to create an elegant style, which back in 2010, just natural hair just hadn't really popped everywhere just yet. So I decided for the style that I got, ninja bang and then long look, I let her keep the circle out and relax that. And then when I took the weave out, I was like, well, now I look stupid. I got straight pieces and a fro. So I relaxed everything and went, did that, and then graduated shortly thereafter. And after that, I was like, there's no need. I'm only relaxing like the perimeter of my hair at that point to get weaves. It just was a mess. And I preferred that whatever I was going to do, all of my hair be the same texture. I was not trying to be the girl with the relaxed perimeter and the nappy fro. It just wasn't giving what it's supposed to give. So I went back natural pretty much after that, I would say 2011, all the way up till a couple of days ago. And so I really can say that personally, I gave it a really hard college try. See what I did there? No, but I really did give it as much effort, attention. I made sure that I treated my hair with love and not an obligation. I did my due diligence to find products that worked and that my hair responded to. I also started to change my diet and make sure that the things I'm putting into my body and on my body were good. And it's gotten to a point now where I've moved to LA. I'm here doing all the things that I've always wanted to do. And sometimes, actually more often than not, especially on the road, you don't get a whole lot of notice. And so glam, you got to be glam ready at all times. And I just recently have been feeling like I've been experimenting more with my natural hair than feeling like I have my go-to styles and my go-to just everyday look. I feel like every day I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, I got to put my hair away because it's just not, or I got to put it under a wig to go out, or I got to braid it down, or, just styles have become really stressful and experimental. And I decided that at this point in my life where I'm focused on my career, where I have a lot of clarity about a lot of things, I wanted my hair to match the woman that I see in my head. And baby, it's there. I mean, I definitely want to take some more off the back. We went gradual because it's my first time ever getting something this drastic. So we didn't want to cut too much. But now that I've been living with it a little bit, I want to take some more, taper this all the way down, really. But I love this. I love this. I love this. So that's the natural hair journey for me and how I got to this point. Now, for those of you that have stuck around and want to know why I went back to relaxers, here we go. All right, so I've broken my 4 reasons why I went back to the creamy crack into 4 M's, okay? So 1, maintenance. Baby, the maintenance of natural hair is not for the faint at heart. And not just because of all of the products and systems and stuff, like the actual manpower, bro. Like I have broken so many combs, the blow drying, the amount of heat, like all that stuff. Just the maintenance for me was becoming a bit overwhelming. And even though I'm like 12 years removed from getting relaxers consistently, like I still remember how to maintain relaxed hair, because in the grand scheme of things, I was wearing relaxed hair for just the same amount of time at this point that I was wearing natural hair. So I feel like I have an equal understanding of how to take care of both types of hair. Baby, the next reason is manageability, okay? Maintenance is one thing. Like having to maintain a natural hairstyle, it just wasn't working for me. Like if I'm gonna get a silk press or get it straightened, it's giving me 2 days, 3 at most. And then on day 2, I'm having to run the flat iron back through it and run a pressing comb back through it. Actually managing this hair, my hair is still very, very thick. Don't get it twisted, honey. Thick boots, okay? And so for me, being able to manage it, I'm not gonna be breaking combs now, baby. Like I need things that were easy for me to be able to manage and easy for me to be able to recreate, redo, style myself in between maintenance. Now, don't get it twisted. Remember I told you, my mother is a master cosmetologist and owned a hair salon for 25 years. It has taken me this long to find someone I trust again to put these chemicals back on my hair. And so shout out to Lindsay. I met Lindsay working on HBO, working on a Black Lady sketch show. And I think first things first, I saw the way that she moved. I saw the way that she cleaned. I saw the way that she moved as she went, and it reminded me of how my mom moves. And if you've ever had the pleasure of my mom doing your hair, you know my mom specializes in pixie cuts and weaves. Baby, the braid down that you're going to get for your weave from my mom, which she's retired now from hair, but the braid down that you would be getting from my mother, your weave will be in 2 months. And I'm talking about don't have to tack it, don't have to do nothing. Tight. 2 months, okay? So that being said, seeing the care that Lindsay took, even though we were working on TV, it's not like a style that you're giving somebody for an event. It's for television. You're going to have to be, you know, maintaining it all day. Just the attention to detail that she had and the conversations that we had, like we bonded and we became friends. She continued to do my hair through like the press runs. We designed styles together. We customized colors together. And she's become family and become a sister to me. So as far as maintenance goes, I feel like I now have the perfect marriage of knowledge and a professional to make sure that my hair health and quality is maintained at all times. Number 3, this was a choice that I had to make for myself. There's so much noise surrounding Black women and women in general, and what we should do with our bodies, what we should wear, what we should put in and on our hair, how we be trying to look like white women. Like, there's just so much. And for me, I had to really sit with myself. And I'm talking about, y'all, it has been 3 years of me really toying with this decision to relax and cut off my hair into this particular style. And so I had to silence the noise and make this decision for myself and decide, okay, if you're going to put this chemical back on your hair, like, think about also what you're putting into your body. Think about the things that you're doing. Like, is this just a matter of convenience, or is this something that you feel like you are invested in? And so for me, once I silenced the noise and everybody telling me, oh, you can still do a pixie with natural hair. No, I cannot. Okay? Because the amount of heat training that I would have to do, which is ultimately just burning the curl pattern out of your hair, would to me be more damaging to my natural hair. And I didn't want to wear my hair straight all the time. If I'm going to have natural hair, I want the kink, honey. I want the curl. And so with this, I could buy a curly wig, a kinky wig, get weaves if I wanted to grow out. I feel like I could do a lot more and have a lot more versatility that I could control and that I could maintain. And so I wanted to make this choice for myself and not really consider too many other people's opinions. So a lot of people didn't know that I was going to do it. I'd been talking about it and, you know, really just talking about it and saying, I think I'm going to do it, and preparing people in my life who are like really strong natural hair advocates that, hey, I've thought about this. I've done my research. I prayed about this. This is right for me. So this was my body, my choice. Which brings me to my last reason why I went back to the creamy crack. I needed a look that I could call mine. I didn't have a look that was my look. And I've done a lot of different looks. The low ponytails, the afros, the straight hair. I just recently got my first, you know, colored wig and all those. None of them felt like the thing that when I look in the mirror first thing in the morning when I wake up matches what I saw in my head. It was always a pixie every single time. And to be honest, I ran from this hairstyle for so long because I knew it would turn me into my mother. My mother has rocked a pixie of some sort my entire life. I'm talking about entire life. The stints where she wore a little long hair, a little weave, baby, she got sick of them. She does not like hair in her face. She does not like hair in her neck. So she has been a short hair girly my entire life. And already with whatever hairstyle I wear, people are like, you look like your mama, you look like your mama, you look like your mama, right? And I don't hate that. My mom's gorgeous. She's a bad bitch, been a bad bitch since 62. But I wanted to have a distinct look that was mine. And so I wanted to like really decide. And right now, she's not rocking the pixie. Okay, right now she's on her natural hair journey because she is, you know, a woman of a certain age, and putting that level of chemical on her hair at this point is just not really a good idea because it will cause you to lose what you do have and all that. So her and I talked about this extensively, and we've even done practice runs with 27 pieces. We've talked about the maintenance. We've talked about products. We've talked about the look. So we're going to cut it all off. And we're going to be twinsies, okay? So when you see me and my mom, we are going to look like twins, and I love it, and I don't mind. So for now, this was my hairstyle, and it's a little bit of a different pixie than my mom has. My mom usually has a part and separates it like that. That's my mama's look, and she tapers her hair way higher. My mom pretty much only will have like this much hair. That's not me. I don't want that. I would rather the Pee Wee Herman. Let's get the Pee Wee Herman, baby. Like, what's good? Like, that's where I'm at. So if you're like me and you are toying with going back to the creamy crack, I suggest you make that decision for yourself. Do your research. There is, with any chemical, the food we eat, all that stuff, there are risks associated with it. One of the major risks that I've seen recently is linking uterine fibroids to relaxers. Well, guess what? I already got them. So at this point, well, I'm going to look like how I want to look at the very least if I still got to have the fibroids anyway. So this year we'll deal with that. We'll deal with getting them out. I would love to learn more about like freezing my eggs and just reproductive health and just living a softer life in general, honey. I'm done chasing anything. Do you see me? Not with this hair. I can't run with this hair. I can't sweat my hair. I can't sweat my pixie out. Are you kidding me? Soft life loading.